This is the story of when they tried to draft me, okay? It was 1950, and the Korean War was on in full bloom, and I was 19 years old. Now, you have to remember, I had two brothers that were in the last war. Both of them had come back fine, okay, even though they both saw an awful lot of action. But the one brother got a job putting up television antennas and was electrocuted in the process. So needless to say, my mother was not keen on me going into, in 1950, another war, okay? So now it was time for me to go through my physical. When you take a physical for the Army, the first thing they do is they strip you down to the waist. You keep your pants on. And you go through all of these different stations with different doctors who are performing the different tests. They take x-rays, they listen to your heart. And the wind-up of the examination is that you are sitting in front of a psychiatrist. Now, you have to understand, when I was a teenager, one of my hobbies was carving with wax. Now, there's two ways you can carve with wax. You can use a solid block of wax, and you literally carve the pieces. Or you can use a soft version of wax, where you mold the pieces. I preferred the soft version. And because of using soft wax all the time, I got into the habit of carrying a small piece of wax with me. It was like a pacifier, all right? Now, when you have a piece of wax with you and you touch it on a consistent basis, it turns into black like a piece of coal. So I had a piece of this wax in my pocket. Now I'm sitting in front of the psychiatrist. And the first thing the psychiatrist asks me is a lot of questions about my personal life. And then he says to me, take your hands and put them out in front of you. So I took my hands and I put them out in front of me. And he says to me, turn your hands over. And I turn my hands over. He says, open that hand. So I open that hand. And he says to me, open both hands at the same time. And I opened both hands at the same time. And sitting in the middle of this hand was a big black piece of wax. He says to me, what is that? I said, that's my wax. I don't go any place without my wax. Bang, 4F. He stamped my card, 4F, and that was the end of my examination. So I never went into the service.